Many of you are extremely busy delivering programs to children and families in Toronto. I know it can be hard to find time to travel to City Hall to attend these meetings or to read all the reports. We have produced this video to update you on developments from City Council and other initiatives happening in our sector. This provides me with an opportunity to discuss any relevant reports, their implications, and any directives that arise as a result of committee or council decisions. I hope that this communication and others we do in the future will help you to keep up to date. The new City Council first met this past December and will meet again on February 10th. As you may know, Children's Services reports to the Community Development and Recreation Committee, or CDRC. The new CDRC Chair is Councillor James Pasternak, and the Vice Chair is Councillor Paula Fletcher. At its first meeting on January 15th, our Acting Deputy City Manager, Juliana Carboni, gave a presentation on the mandate of the committee and the programs and services delivered by the City divisions reporting to it. This included each division's major initiatives and work plans. The committee also adopted a number of staff reports. I will be taking two major strategic reports to CDRC and Council in the spring and after the 2015 operating and capital budget passes on March 11th. These reports are the 2015 to 2019 Childcare Service Plan and the Childcare Funding Model and Wage Enhancement Program for childcare workers. The 2015 recommended operating budget for children's services, developed prior to the recent provincial announcement, is $424 million gross. It includes a projected 1% increase in provincial funding of $2.96 million and a $13.2 million withdrawal from the Childcare Expansion Reserve Fund to maintain 2014 service levels. However, on January 13, 2015, the City received notification that its 2015 funding allocation from the Ministry of Education will increase from $296 million to $304 million, an increase of $8.79 million or 3%. Therefore, Children's Services has asked for an amendment to the 2015 operating budget to reflect a 3% increase in provincial funding and proposed service adjustments, including an increase of 184 fee subsidies for infant, toddler, and preschool age groups for a total of $3.37 million, increased funding for special need resources by $360,000, and increased base funding of $1.6 million to support the transition to a new funding model and to begin to address current funding inequities. This, of course, will be subject to Council approval. For those of you who are interested, you can find information about the 2015 budget process on the City's website. The budget was presented on January 20th, and the Budget Committee will hear public presentations on February 2nd and 3rd. The final budget will be considered by City Council on March 10th and 11th. January 20th is also the day that the province formally announced a new provincial wage enhancement program to support the licensed childcare sector. This program is a component of the province's poverty reduction strategy. As Service System Manager, the City will be required to promote, implement, and administer the program. The City of Toronto has received $20 million from the province. We have posted more information about the new Provincial Wage Enhancement Grant on our website, including questions and answers from the Ministry of Education. Now back to the two Children's Services staff reports that I will be taking to CDRC and Council in the spring. I want to thank everyone who had participated in consultations on our next service plan, which will cover the 5 years from 2015 to 2019. We had heard from children and families, including newcomers and representatives from the LGBTQ communities. We had also received input from advocacy and research communities, the Toronto Child and Family Network, childcare service providers, children's services staff, Toronto school boards, and Aboriginal and French language communities. Altogether, over 3,000 people have given us feedback. We have reviewed all of the feedback and used it to shape our strategic directions for children's services over the next 5 years. The plan commits the division to focus on the following 5 strategic directions: access to high-quality childcare, inclusive support for all families, engagement, partnership and communication, systems change, and leadership. The service plan will be brought to the Community Development and Recreation Committee this spring. Children's Services will also put forward a work plan with priorities for this year, including deliverables and timelines. We will make this available to you so that you can stay on top of major initiatives that are a result of the service plan. Thanks to the valuable input of our stakeholders over the last 18 months, Children's Services will recommend a Made in Toronto funding model to Committee and Council this year. The funding model will align with the 2015 to 2019 service plan and support access, affordability and quality childcare for families across Toronto. The new model must continue to support the childcare system in a way that is sustainable, supports growth of the system, and does not disadvantage operators currently receiving base funding. Once a funding model has been approved by Council, discussions with our stakeholders will continue with a focus on implementation and transition. Assessments and implementation plans will be developed with each service provider in 2015. Implementation, with mitigation strategies if necessary, will happen gradually beginning in 2016. It is expected to take 3 to 5 years to gradually transition to a new funding model. I hope that this message has been a useful update for you. Because this is our first video update, I would like to hear any comments or thoughts you might have on how this format works for you. Please feel free to let me know what you think by sending an email to childcare@toronto.ca. Thank you and have a great day.